Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I know it's been a minute, but here we go. I'm back and I'm here to actually do a couple of readings right away. So first of all, I still wanted to talk about Mercury going direct, Saturn going direct. It will be a quickie for today, not a loney, because I'm gonna ask two questions. Is it like, what are we leaving behind us? What are we putting an end to with these two planets going direct? The Saturn is a lot about karmic rebalancing and learning lessons. And of course, the retrograde prompted us to really think about what's already happened, how are we learning, what are we taking forward with us, without being bitter or hurt or angry, right? But in that wise way. And then of course with Mercury retrograde, was a lot about communication, the way we talk about ourselves, and generally communicate with others. But I talked about that quite a bit. So now what is it that we are going forward to, right? So it becomes a more active phase for both of those things. We're creating new experiences. We are with what we've taken from the past, those lessons, that wisdom, we now get to apply it, right? So what do we need to know about what's coming in with this new phase, with this new cycle? So those are going to be two questions we're going to ask. And then of course, I do plan to start recording and publishing December horoscopes starting today. So watch out for that. We'll start with Sagittarius, of course, because we're in Sagittarius season. Sagittarius, happy birthday. With all that said, let's get started. I will pull a quick oracle card for us to begin with. I'm with my angels and ancestors deck right now, so let's see what do we need to know for this topic, during this time. We do have full moon coming up just in a couple of days, so there will be, of course, a separate reading dedicated to that. So if you're new, welcome to the channel, and please subscribe because you wouldn't want to miss that. For the lunation events, I definitely do messages for each individual sign. And of course, this month, happy December, by the way. This month will also have winter solstice, so there will definitely be a separate special reading for that. Okay, with all that said, let's get started. Oh, and I appreciate your likes. This really makes it worthwhile for me that I see that you're watching, that you're enjoying the content. So for everyone watching, please hit that like button. And of course, leave me a comment if you have questions, if you have feedback, anything that you'd like me to know, or maybe some new questions that you have for me and you'd like me to cover in readings. Wow, Fire Guardian, ignite your passions. This is it's like a logical continuation post the retrograde. So when the planet turns direct, right? Because we're now in the active taking action step, as opposed to reflection, recollection, introspection, right? Now we're in this fiery phase. Not to mention that we're in Sagittarius season, which is also a fire sign, right? So now the universe is telling us time to, hopefully you have enough to go off and to get a new spark in your passion with everything that you've learned, with your renewed energy, with the time you had to rest and rejuvenate. And now it's time to go, baby. So what is that move gonna be? Today I'm gonna be using oh my God, what's this deck called? This is the Tarot of Mystical Moments. Okay, let's get started. So it will be a 6-card read. The first question is, what are we leaving behind? What have we released? What is no longer baggage that we're carrying with us, or a story that we're telling ourselves? And the second question is going to be, what are we moving towards? What should we expect in this new cycle? So for the first question, we have 5 of Wands. And yes, I will. And I know you kind of can see my ring light here. That's funny. I'll lay out the cards and then I'll comment in a moment. We have Justice, always good to have, and King of Cups. Now for what is to come, what are we looking forward to? We have Knight of Pentacles, the Hanged Man, and the Emperor. Look at that, more fire. The Hangman is Sagittarius and the Emperor is Aries, both fire signs. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Swords. Yeah, so you see, and it has a new moon in it. It's like you had that moment to sort of dream your life, to set your goals for the cycle, right? And now we're approaching full moon. So now it's like this peaking time where we really see where it all comes down to what are we supposed to do with what we're given. Why are we facing these events, people, places, generally speaking, right? What is the point? So for what are we leaving behind? 5 of Wands, Justice, King of Cups. To me, this definitely speaks of trying to find balance, trying to make people happy at your own expense, or at, you know, letting others manipulate you into certain situations and certain scenarios that you don't want to be in, right? You're keeping your emotions in, being the wise, mature one in the conversation, right? Being an adult, quote unquote, and just making it right. So we're leaving it behind. There's no space for that in this new, exciting cycle, because you are supposed to show up in your more sincere and more, how do I put this? I'm trying to look for a word. That's what happens when you don't do readings for a few days. Yeah, I was gonna say a week, but it hasn't been a week. It hasn't been that long. Yeah, so this is your unapologetic self that needs to come out, and without thinking too much of who is gonna like it, who's not gonna like it, or what are you gonna do about that. You'll figure it out when it happens. Honestly, half of the time, things that we anticipate, the negative things that we anticipate to happen, don't even happen. And if they do, that really is essentially a test, an energy test to who you can rely on, you're in alignment with, and who is not really your person. They shouldn't be at the table anymore. For the second question, what are we going towards? We see the Knight of Pentacles, the Hangman, and the Emperor. So there are a lot of changes now that you're taking a second look at where you're going and why you want it. You've redefined maybe how you communicate with people, who you connect to. How do you even define if this is your person or not? Right? So now you feel more empowered to make those choices, make those wild choices I'm actually hearing. For who do I keep and who do I leave behind? How do I meet my people? How do I create reality where I don't need to pretend, or I don't need to over-explain myself, but I can just be me? And there is an understanding that it needs to be a different angle to it, right? It's like a change in lifestyle altogether, because you won't find your people if they are different from what, you know, the old crowd, if you keep doing the same thing, if you are showing up in the same places, if you're spending time in the same environment, right? So it's like, how do you discover those spots? And it may take a minute. So it's not for you to like think of it as like, this is something that I have to do by end of the year, because, you know, I want to start my year on a high where I've achieved, I've accomplished, I've found my thing, my people, everything, right? And then I can ride on that. There's no timeline. You've got all the time in the world. And I know that it sounds a little cliche because, or even provocative because of, you know, how time flies, how we often say that this is our most precious commodity these days, especially because our lives are so fast. But at the same time, when you are trying to think of or to come up with the timeline and expectations for like the bigger goal, especially if you're creating something brand new, you can't put that kind of a limitation and an expectation on yourself and on your energy. Because what will happen is you will start, it's going to be a resistance, and you're going to start building certain level of resentment with what is meant to be, right? Because you'll be rushing, you'll be pushing, you'll be thinking, okay, so, you know, today we have 30 days till end of the month. Like a week from now, we have 23 days. till the end of the month, right? Time is running out, so I need to like push, I need to get things going. Especially if you're an alpha type or you're just in that mode based on who you are and what you're used to, or even what other people are pushing you to be. This could be you, right? This could happen, but it's very important to approach it more as a scientific discovery, as a kind of like, why don't I set up an experiment and try this? Or maybe I should talk to this person, or maybe I don't know, set up a different kind of night for me and my friends, right? Because I haven't been enjoying our social events lately. So why don't I set it up the way I like and see what happens, right? But treat it as an experiment, not kind of like, you know, not like a competition, not like a project that you need to release by a certain date. Okay, I hope this was good, guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. Horoscopes are gonna start pouring in very, very soon. I love you all. Please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And until next time.